Hey yo people from the internet, Hero Devs here, and after a long while that I spent carefully designing my next move in this 5D chess we call game developing, I realized that I suck at designing stuff, so today we're gonna work on the game menu, on the game main menu. Yes, and prepare, because if I spend 3 and more weeks to make this video, you already know that the video will be very short. It doesn't make any sense, but I think I'm noticing a pattern in my videos. Jokes aside, subscribe and leave a like, so we can start. Alright, to make a main menu, you gotta think about some things first. Is it gonna be all marvelous and good looking, or is it just gonna be minimalistic? You gotta also think about the background art, how many stuff can the player do in here, and the options menu. If you wanna add other stuff, you're free to do so. I added my socials and the build version along with a few other stuff. I started with the background stuff, so this Shiro background that I made a while ago, and subdivided it in multiple layers so that I could make a parallax background. And basically detects the mouse positions and moves the background by some degree, and I also made a redundant code so that once every 3 seconds, if you're not moving the mouse, it moves the background by itself slowly. It's kinda messy, but kinda works, and I can't really think of a better way to make an auto parallax. After that I decided that my buttons were a bit too boring just like that, so I gave them a little background when hovered and a little line to make a little bit more clear which button is selected. To do this, you can use the Theme tab and create a new theme, literally within Godot, and make the buttons transparent. And then add some panels for the background and the line, and in a script you can use a twin to animate them, and the buttons are pretty much good to go. For the scoreboard I didn't really work too much on it, I just added a little divider and then optimized the code for the score ordering that we made a while ago, so that instead of 20 lines of code it's just 1. Yeah, it was that easy. So next in the list I wanted to add a best completion timer for the players to kinda speedrun, if you wanna say that. So I looked around the internet and checked out how to make a timer. And we're going to make so that after the player finishes the game or dies, the game checks if the time is higher or lower than the one that you already have. And if it's lower, you'll see it on the main menu. Finally, the hardest part is the options menu. For this menu I kept the controller and keyboard keys customization and just try to animate them with an animation player and make so that when you give them a signal, you'll switch between them. That took a while because they just kept interfering with each other, but I managed to do it. And then I created the video and audio settings. They are not that many, it's literally just the bare bones, because I don't really think a bullet hell needs that many options, to be honest. For the full screen option, it's a check button that I didn't customize yet, that when pressed it will enable the window dot mode full screen and disable it if it's already enabled. For the VSync it's literally the same, just that the VSync gets enabled from the display server Windows set VSync mode. I made so that each time you change one of these, a little text appears next to the save buttons. That reminds you to save before exiting. Now for the audio sliders, I created a new scene with the tutorial by the Shaggy Dev. I made so that with an H slider, when it changes the value, it goes into the audio server and set the bass volume to the corresponding decibel. Then I imported the scene into the options menu 3 times and connect them, each one of them, to its own audio bus. I cannot really test any of them because I don't know how audio works yet, and I don't really have any music or audio file to play in the game. And pretty much the options menu are good to go. We only need to save these options and load them when the game opens. I made so that the game files get created in a specific folder inside the app data user folder. That's because when you export the game, you cannot really create new files inside the game directory. So the game now loads the options, the audio levels, and finally we're pretty much done. I made some new transition for the change of scene, basically imported the options menu inside the main menu and animated it with an animation player. I did the same with the character selection menu that we're gonna talk about really quickly. And for this one I just kept it really simple. You'll see many arrow sprites that are kinda ugly, but I suck with styling stuff, so no matter. And also, they don't really do anything. And you'll also see an unknown sprite on the right part of the screen. that will contain the sprites for the characters, and if you press left or right, the game will check if you unlocked the character. But still doesn't save for now, because when you exit the game, you need a file to get the unlocked stuff, so I'll wait until I have many more to save them all at once. So anyway, when you press left and right, it checks for unlocked characters and switches to the selected one. And same goes for the special attack, which will make you choose between some unlockable special attacks. And we're finally done explaining all of these. Hopefully the video isn't more than like 10 minutes. That will destroy the streak of short videos. I try my best to not include all the boring details, and I'll just show you the good stuff. So I hope you guys liked it. For my game, I don't really want a sophisticated main menu, because I don't know, I really like the minimalistic kinda style, but I still may change some stuff here and there. But hey, if you got any recommendation, go ahead and tell me down in the comments below. And for us, we'll see each other again in my next video. See ya!